Hello everyone. I think we're live now. So we're back. The dynamic duo
Yes,
of
the
pageantry.
Philippines' most favorite pageant duo. I'm not kidding. No, yeah, but we're back again for another discussion that's very close to us all. Because speaking of very close, Miss Universe Philippines pageant is very very near.
Yes.
We're halfway through the competition, and so Jess and I decided to share our take on what's going on
yeah.
and who do we think will finally take it all the way to Mexico.
Okay. So, disclaimer lang, because the Miss Universe Philippines haven't announced yet the preliminary competition, what date, where, and all these pertinent na mga details on the WHS na mga questions. So, we are flying off the cuff and are basing our observations on what we've seen so far on the social medias of both the candidates and the NUPH socials.
Activities as well, that is the recent events in Sultan Kudarat, the fashion show, the national costume, the interviews that they've had with Bingo Plus, the Crimson commercials, of course, the Avon commercials as well. And all of these things are taken into consideration of why are we coming up with our observations as early as now, and why do we think these are the ladies that we need to watch out coming on before the May 22nd finals in MOA Arena, right?
Yep, right. Okay, so just to give everyone a clue on what's going on, Mark and I, before we started yung live stream natin, we had a pre-live stream discussion. Okay, and some of the things that we have observed nag-align.
Yes.
And this really happens with us. Rarity na nagkakaroon tayo ng disagreement on...
But speaking of disagreement, there's a cross and balance kind of activity that happened. Because I have this specific winner in mind that I think worthy of the crown. I could take it, but apparently Jason has a different take about it in terms of
the reason why.
The reasons why
we're thinking of the same name, but we're thinking of the same name for the different reasons.
And for sure, you have your favorites today, yesterday, and possibly tomorrow after you're watching this episode about who do you think should be the next Miss Universe Philippines. So feel free, comment down below and share with us the names or the cities of the girls who want to bear the Philippines sash across their heart in Mexico later this year. But before that, I'd also like to take note on the pageant skaters. Before we go to the NUPH, just touch base on what's going on around us. It's so sad that in the United States, Maria and Miss USA had resigned from the post as Mrs. Being supported fully in support of mental health, strength, freedom from
persecution and from bullying, from workplace bullying especially.
And toxicity, so we more power. And Miss USA have much more time in the world to reform herself.
And we're also giving, giving space for the Miss USA organization to, give their take on these allegations that are going on around against them. And we also want to be fair with them, but also we also want to empathize with the winners who have resigned, because it's not only Noelia who resigned her title, but also Miss USA Uma Sofia.
Yes.
And I think if your title holders have resigned,
they're not happy.
And they're not happy,
behind it. And also, we're sure Miss USA is not newbie to having their fair share of controversies back in the day. But it's also important to take note that this time it's the girls who are speaking up against it. Nobody wants to take the crown.
Yeah.
And it's notable the reason why. So I think there's something wrong really going on. And this is not just a miss pageant that represents something else.
Yeah.
This is about American women, what they're fighting for, standing up for, and what they're speaking for. So it's important to have that sense of support in times like this. And they need support now more than ever.
And also, we would also want to discuss with just a little bit, what's happening with the Miss Earth Philippines, with certain candidates, misbehaving let's just say misbehaving. Let's soften the blow a bit. In any competition, I think professionalism, good attitude, and professionalism is warranted. Regardless of the person you're talking to is higher, lower than you in status, whether it's in social status, whether it's in in workplace, you always have to remember to act like a professional and be nice, and be genuine. I think there's a need for to stress the need be kind with, especially with people that are not of your same stature. I think there's also a need for pageants to evaluate their criteria to make sure that attitude and unprofessional behavior is not rewarded.
There's no room.
There should be no room for candidates to misbehave. More so
To hurt other people.
when it's hurting other people.
Yes.
Yes.
This is ground you're fighting for representation and the right to stand up and be the beacon of hope for whatever it is cause that you're fighting, supporting for. But if you are the kind of woman would be like, you know, bullying other girls or trying to step on them, that's wrong. I don't think you have a place in pageantry if you do that. I mean, everybody has a fair chance. We are yet to hear from the alleged candidate, their side on the story. We hope to see that soon. But if anybody has been abused or felt that they've been abused,
It's important to speak up.
to speak up, have a communication, a platform about it, and exercise the right to consult with the authorities, meaning the pageant organizers. Nothing's laid out and ironed out. I mean, in benefit of the doubt, the candidate hasn't spoken much about it. Though there are some posts in the last few days. Some of the reigning queens were also involved. You know, some of these people that we're not quick to, you know, jump on certain judgment as to what might have transpired. Because what we don't want to happen is that people are getting hurt, people are getting abused, whether it's verbally or physically. We need to create a safe space. Pageantry is a safe space for women, for us fans, organization, and for causes, and it should stay that way.
Yes. And one more thing, I think we also need to discuss the last leg of Shani's Asian tour. We are very impressed with the glow up that we've seen on Shani's. We're very happy that as of this moment, she has traveled to at least 10 or 11 countries in her reign. Including Indonesia. For those na hindi nakakaalam, she actually went to Indonesia earlier in the year. I think it's January or December for the UC commercial, UC 1000 commercial. So I don't think there's need for her to visit Indonesia again unless it's to announce a new national director or partnership with a new national director. So yun. I think in terms of her reign, she's one of the more well-traveled queens in the last 5-8 years.
Yeah, we're actually discussing about how she doesn't have a home.
Exactly.
After Miss Universe, so she can go back to Nicaragua for political reasons. But she kind of made it a reality that being Miss Universe, the universe is her
home. Yes.
She has a home in the Philippines, she has a home in Thailand, she has a home in India, where she is right now.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that for a woman like her, she receives all the love and support, and she's also working so hard as a team.
Exactly.
One of the hardest working queens ever. I think naka-jackpot ang Miss Universe organization. This year, Shanice Palacios has been doing a lot of work, whether in front of the camera or behind the camera, she's doing a lot of things. She's very busy, and the organization is very happy. I think also in terms of partnership, a lot of people are interested to invite her over and show some representation. We kind of feel Miss Universe is actually Miss Universe.
Yes, and also for those who feel na she's not as physically, available on social media, hindi siya nag-update ng madalas on her what's going on. When she was here in the Philippines, she was very active with Smile Train and visits, hospital visits. Aside from that, when she visited other countries. She did a lot of charity work for, especially focused on children.
Also from MUPH activities, nakikita lang natin that, the gala night.
The gala night, yeah.
And all of these things. But I think they have also aligned charity activities that we are yet to see, because MUPH has been backing them for a while and releasing them social media calendars. But we're yet to see all of those things. But also that's part of the activity that she did in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So
We're not sure though.
heartfelt.
We're not sure though if she's going to be here for the coronation on the 22nd.
She said surprise. Have to
So
wait out
we're,
for that. So maybe. And
yeah.
we want her back. We want her back.
Yeah. And aside from that, it was announced that she will be visiting Latin America and the Caribbean. I think Colombia is part of her itinerary, as well as some other.
Exciting. That's her home court. The Latin American region is something that's very, very proud when she won the pageant.
Yeah.
I believe she'll have a blast
Yeah.
visiting this area, because
And-
it's where she belongs.
And also some Caribbean countries. I'm not sure if the
I think
new.
not Dominican Republic, it's possibly Puerto
Puerto
Rico,
Rico.
because the finance is very.
And they also have new franchisees in the Caribbean, like U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
They're coming back. I think Suriname,
Turks and
Belize,
Caicos.
or Turks and Caicos is coming back.
Coming back.
Yeah. We also have to.
Exciting times.
We also have to wait for announcement on her itinerary, because she will be having a European tour later on this year.
Yeah, speaking of new director, Saudi Arabia will be debuting this year. The same national director with India. They will also be coming over through that same national director. The Arab women in that part of the world will finally have the representation on dating service. It's been reported earlier, though hindi pa confirmed, because an influencer from the region is actually posting, claiming that she will be Miss Saudi Arabia. That will be something we're waiting in the next few days. So,
Okay, so Art Laurent says, hello universe.
hello.
Desert Fox, thank you very much for the generosity. Sabi niya, one of the most intelligible channels in pageantry finally made it to the live.
So
Thank you so much.
Well, this is the exciting part now.
Okay.
So,
Let's start with prefacing the conversation. We will first discuss 5 ladies, 5 underdogs, 5 possible spoilers, 5 possible surprise for the Miss Universe Philippines title. Then we will be talking about our top 5, and then we will narrow that top 5 into our Miss Universe Philippines on paper and Miss on principle.
Because that's our brand here in
Yes.
Sashes&Scripts. You have the Queen on paper and the Queen on principle. And what is the difference between two? Queen on paper is somewhat the one that's the crowd pleaser, checks all the boxes that you want, whatever. But in terms of principle, another formidable candidate that could possibly do it, but with more
Or with-
premium on what's within.
Yes.
Like sometimes it's the heavy, the weight of the cause.
The resume is heavier.
The resume is heavier, things like that. Those are the principal candidate and the ideal candidate.
Yeah.
So that's something. And also for those who be asking, this is an analysis, diba?
Yes.
So
This is not a prediction.
this is not a
Okay,
prediction.
this is an analysis.
And part of the analysis, bakit ito yung nilagay nyo? Bakit yung pinili? Why are you disagreeing? It's because we first check not on the scope of how the competition is for the Filipinos. This is about the next Miss Universe Philippines.
Yes.
So you have to consider Miss Universe.
In
what
Mexico.
In Mexico. The organization, what they're looking for, the changes in leadership, kung ano sharing it with Rahul.
Yes.
And this year, what does that mean for us? So
Yeah.
there's a shared ideas and visuals on who will be the next queen. I've
Yeah.
heard that they like a certain mold right now. Sana hindi naman sila colorist, as some have reported.
Yes.
And they'll be giving more chances to the statuesque Barbie girls that we're used to, they say? Or do we giving premium to the IMG, to the intellectual queens of the world? So those are the kind of
Yeah.
considerations that we looking forward to who will be the next Miss Universe Philippines. And to add to that, also their campaign. How are they
Yes.
doing with their campaign individually? Siyempre, this no, kasi pinaghirapan nila yun.
Yeah.
And that's the
Oo.
main basis of what proves them to be worthy of having the title.
Yes. So let's start with 5 names first.
Go.
You want to go first, or
You go first.
Okay. So my 5 girls that I will be naming one by one. has something to do with diversity and representation. I think that because of the leaked video that happened earlier this year with regards to you can join, you can participate, but you cannot win. I think there will be more of a push to have representation and diversity at the national and the international competition. So I am putting one very representative of the diversity of the MUPH girls, and that is from Pasig, Selena Antonio Reyes. And the reason why I'm putting her, because she's beyond the usual pageant age to join. She has 2 kids. She is married. And aside from that, she is very well rounded in terms of her life, personal life and career. She is an educator. She's an entrepreneur. She had a school. She's a teacher who had her own school before the pandemic, and then she is now a candidate for Miss Universe Philippines. She also is a fitness and wellness enthusiast and advocate, having been a finalist at the 2022 Century Tuna Super Buds competition. So when it comes to her full range of what she can offer in terms of her resume, she is very well on point. And mind you, she doesn't look her age. She looks like she's only on her late. She probably looks in her late 20s, despite being I think around 34.
Fans, I'm sure you would remember 2010 Pilipinas.
2010 ba o 2011?
She was competing against Maria Venus Ross. She was in the orange dress. Diba? Remember that?
Can't remember. Sorry.
The first time that the first and only time Bibini had a preliminary.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Selena Antonio was one of the girls.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's 2010, 2011. My bad.
Diba? Hindi alas nagbago. I think now with maturity is that there's more heart to her campaign. There's more.
And she looks much more polished.
Sure, I like
She looks better now. She aged like fine wine.
Yeah, age loved her.
Yes.
Age well. Kaya.
Yes. Yours.
So I have very high hopes to Miss United Kingdom. Philippine Community.
Christina Chok.
Christina Chok she has the face.
Yes.
Commercially viable.
Yes. And she looks like oh my God, what's her name? 90s actress.
Yeah, so may babagitin ka.
I can't. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Cristina Gonzalez, one of the most beautiful faces in Philippine showbiz in the 90s.
Oh, and she also has a very good communication skills. She's trying to keep in touch with her Filipino roots.
Yes.
I think this is a moment that we want to. She's Scottish Filipina.
Yeah.
She registers really well. Physically speaking, talaga naman, pasok sa jar, But she's also trying to find that identity. I like that how she puts effort to explain what her inspirations are, the family, and how she, touch base with her Filipino roots and what she's doing here and her next steps. So, hindi lang, because we've often seen Filipina transplants, so to speak. One day you wake up, you're bored becoming in the country where you are.
Yeah,
and come up in the Philippines, let me be Filipino for the identity. It doesn't feel like that for Christina.
Yeah. And what I like about her is there was this an interview where she was talking about cancel culture and the way that she laid her ideas regarding cancel culture, about people having an opinion, but having a respectful way of delivering that opinion is very much on point. I think in terms of the ability to speak, she is able to navigate with great PR some of the tough questions that is thrown on her, and I think that is a mark of a good, representative, a good Filipino representative at an international competition.
That's right. So we really need that touch of modernity in terms of thinking, values, at the same time relates it, because we need to really evolve as a community and as a society. So these women will be representing that change.
Yes.
So it's nice that Christina tries to touch into that, because we're usually about what gandang Pilipina is all about, or Filipino resiliency. It's nice to hear a new facet of value every once in a while. So more power, Christina. See you at the final.
Okay, I'm gonna name another lady that you probably are not very much rooting for, but I think she is a shoe-in as a finalist, and that is Bulacan's Chelsea Manalo. I Yes, I think that among the black ladies this year, she is probably one of the most striking faces. She's probably along among the more interesting faces, much like Christine McGarry, Alexi Brooks of Iloilo, VVV of course, and Stacey Gabriel. I think for me, those are the ladies that have a very distinct face that makes you easily remember them. They're not the generic pretty girls that you usually see on pageants. There is character in their faces, and I think that is what makes them memorable when you line them up in a group. She stands out because of that. And another thing that I like about her is there is something so different, but at the same time very familiar with her stance, the way that she registers on both video and photographs, na kapag nihilera mo siya sa mga Latina, she will stand out.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. Well, speaking about women of color, well, that's why went to Bulacan. Ako naman was favoring Miss Florida Mateo Mahal-Smith only because similar to Christina. Christina kasi is European so iba
yes,
yung interjecting. But this Filipina-Jamaican woman who was based in Florida, I don't know, but there's something, maybe it's the island girl in her. Maybe
probably.
it's the Jamaican side of her that kind of felt familiar towards Filipinos. Ang dali niya nag-assimilate. I wouldn't see her as just a foreign Malaysian woman. I wouldn't see her as a Filipino Malaysian woman born and raised in the Philippines, who would have mistaken. Culturally and physically, she was just like warm up easy to a crowd, and that's something I want to see. And even the way she speaks and discuss her values, what she cares for, is also warm, just like us. Very Pinoy talaga siya. But one thing that's on her belt, I think, the experience competing in the United States, that exposure allows her to understand what competition is about. She has the pageant support of some of our friends in the industry. So, meron siya pageant background, so she got that, Filipina pageant.
Funny thing, it happened in a event, a Binibining Pilipinas event. I met some friends of ours, and they were asking me about what are my thoughts on Florida, and I said that in terms of beauty, in terms of intellect, it's there. The problem is the presentation. I think that is the area that needs to be really nailed in terms of
I agree.
in terms of hitting it hard.
Maybe in an American setting that's enough.
Yes, but not on for the Filipino.
Not on the Filipino, yeah. That's what we're not.
Yeah.
We can tell the disparity, but I don't think. Maybe in the different set of eye. But Filipino pageant is cutthroat.
Yes.
I'm not saying that we're the Venezuela of Asia, but in terms of excellence, we're head-to-head with the Latinas in terms of our movement and fluidity, comparables, because that's how we stand. And that's not how American pageant system works. They're more athletic, so to speak, more on strength, not really on grace and elegance or the fluidity and femininity that we're used to. I think.
And in terms of technical skill on the ramp, I think it's the Asians and Latinas who are shoulders above the Americans.
They are.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that, but I think that is a valid observation because if you look at a lot of Miss USA's,
boxes, like it's very square-ish kind of movement.
Yes.
And like Latinas in particular, they will like walk circles
around you. Yeah.
That's something what we learn, and our girls are impeccable. For the last 10 years, we've been sending Filipinas of impressive, impeccable catwalks in every single pageant there is in the universe. So,
Your turn.
Oh, yeah. One of her, this is one of her favorites, and I'm happy that she's here, but also sad that I felt like she drained some energy, and I just came from that province. I love Cebu. Tiffany Hanson, a pageant veteran of the Philippines Intercontinental 2014. Tama, no?
Yeah, 2014. Yeah, Intercon.
It's back in the game. What surprised me about this woman is she looked way better now than she used to. Her energy, her stance, her strength, her Miss Cebu performance is
absolutely perfection.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a different thing when you get to Manila. Maybe it's a stress of the competition. Maybe because there's so much going on or a lot of transfers. One of the risks, you know it's there. The queen is there. But sometimes she feels like she's like
Very laid back.
when we're talking about what's the right word, she's soft yet too soft. Like she's softening more than she should be.
Okay.
Something like
Okay.
she's,
I get
we
it.
see her there, her content is there, we communicate, but I don't feel the pageant grit a bit. But that's her
Yeah.
branding din kasi. That's also
Yeah.
one of the things I'm trying to
Which is, I think,
reconcile.
Yeah.
That's how she's always been. She's
Yeah.
like a gentle pageant girl
Yes.
as always, diba?
yes. Which I think is perfect for Miss International.
That's a
yes.
good thing.
Yes.
Because if we're in Cebu alone, if you want to know what I mean, we're talking about Steffi Aberasturi and Christiffany Hanson.
Yes.
You see the difference.
Yes.
The gentleness of Christiffany is different from the fire and spice that
Yeah.
the Aberasturis would
Yeah.
put it. Because even the cousin of Sister Crystal
Sister.
was also the same. Ganun din sila mag-compete talaga. It's the maybe that's the energy we're used to seeing with Miss Universe girls
That we're hoping to see on Chris.
on Chris. But it's not too late, girl, to score. Striking distance from you're number 7 right now.
Yeah.
Konti lang you'll be on the
Same.
top 5.
She's also on my
Striking
number.
distance. Maybe she just needs some rest.
Yeah.
Maybe she just need to some time to think, o baka bubulating na tayo. It's too early. We have the preliminaries upcoming. We're very excited. I've heard there's some, fabulous designers supporting her in
Yes.
this ordeal. I'm so excited.
For me, I am waiting for the preliminaries for her to really blossom. I think that is the opportunity for her to really, give every naysayer, a second glance on her.
Cebuana queens are like that. They're usually not,
They're not hyper competitive. I
in the
believe.
pre-pageant, but to come the series where it matters,
Yes.
they spit fire. I mean,
Yes.
look at
I think
Bea Luigi Gomez.
I think with Chris is that malumanay. The way her attack, her campaign is very slow but steady.
Yes.
That doesn't make a lot of ripples, which is I think good. It shows yung control. It shows yung ability to
Control is
navigate.
good. Hindi siya, yun siguro yung nakasanayan natin, gigil.
Yung gigil.
Hindi
Yes.
kasi siya gigil na.
Yes.
So maybe that's where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Pero I can easily see her with the crown on her head.
I can see her within the top 5 and possibly even winning.
Winning, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see her. It's there. Like, hindi naman siya nawawala. Siguro talagang there were days lang na hindi na, syempre nakakapagod yung mag-compete, no? Sa woman, ang daming big betos, keep on changing. Ilang events, ilang probinsya na sila. They're now in Oriental Mindoro.
Mindoro. Plus the fact that you have to remember their activities started like January of this year.
Yeah.
Anong petsa na hindi pa ba sila napapagod? So I think it's just
na lang ni Chris, lipad na
oo. So I think it probably has something to do with pacing your energy so that you don't get too tired.
Maybe that's what we feel. No? Kaya we're saying she's too gentle with her language.
Yes, probably. I think
But I don't think it's a wrong.
it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not even a negative on her, but rather it is a strategy perhaps. And I think
Maybe we're saying, what if they were to ask, ba't nilagay sa top 10? Kasi the top 5 are the ones na talagang, like we're saying, when they're in your face, sila yung naaalala mo agad.
Yes.
So this is the justification why
Yes.
we're here. But it doesn't necessarily mean they would fail it out. Parang hindi. But I think Christiffany is, 6th place ko lang siya para well-tanggal.
sa akin naman, I still have 2 names to mention. What's her name again? Oh my God. You mentioned Palawan earlier.
But she's in the
A different category.
A different category
Okay.
for me. Oh.
For me, Palawan is inching up in my list. Originally, Palawan was like, I don't notice her at all. I don't give attention to her. However, in the past several shows, especially Sultan Kudarat, where she really nailed nailed her performances, I think. Doon ko siya naisip na this is the CJ Opiaza of this batch. This is the girl that's going to create
Kaya top 5 ko siya. She is in my 5th spot, but I'm gonna discuss that later. Yun, see,
Okay.
nag-gigil kami ni Jess. Sa akin, pang 5th ko si Raven Doctor.
She's in my 7, 8. Like tie with Chris.
Parang hindi ko naman siya pina-follow. Hindi ko rin tinitignan yung pages na, pero she gets to read. Like, umaabot sa akin, di ba? That performance in the running competition, that gold dresses girl, you're giving. The Sultan Kudarat fashion show is where she shined the most. Nag-uumpisa na yung mga roundtable discussions nila at yung mga charity events nila, the press cons. Naririnig na natin yung boses niya. I'm excited about the preliminaries. I think she's gonna spoil the broth for a lot of teams. And I agree with you, she is the CJ Opiasa of this batch. So, CJ is almost got it. So, kaya nilagay ko siya doon. Kasi deserve talaga ni Raven to be there. I think she's one of the girls who's really working for their right to be recognized in that spot.
Okay.
And in that place.
Who's your number 6 pala?
Number 6, medyo na-torn ako. 2 C's. It's either Cavite or Cabanatuan.
Okay.
Yung mga hindi nahahagip, pero malakas yung public machinery. May suspension kasi ako, you know why? There are girls that we're sure, certain girls that we know, girls we expect to win. But there are certain girls na minsan niya pinahagip, pero ibang ginagawa on ground. I have a feeling Cavite and also Cabanatuan because during the gala night, ang lakas ng traction niya. Parang I see a lot of comments about her. So I gotta look at this woman. She's really doing well nga pala in the competition. Parang siguro down there, yung mga tao in the organization or people who has close interaction, ang galing niya, di ba? Cavite she has an active member in the entertainment industry campaigning for her. Lumalaban. She photographs really well, registers well. One of my close friend from Albay na supporter ni Josh Makulangan also cited about her and asked me about Cavite. So, these are the things na kino-consider ko rin. Because when I don't, hindi porket hindi malakas sa akin yung girl, dinidiscount ko. Pag may opinion yung iba, it allows me to learn about them. So, natatapik ako nun. So, doon ko nakita na, oo nga naman, these are women who are doing so much machinery. So, the 6th spot is there because it's very tricky. It could overturn. It could be for Chris, Tiffany Hanson, it could be for Raven, it could be for the two of these ladies you mentioned. But doon gusto niya lagi kasi yung parang bigatay yung gulatin. The Angelic Manto of these bands. This is what we're talking about.
My number 6 is NorCal. Kayla Jean Carter, I think that's her last name.
Napag-usapan ko. Sa akin yata. I don't know if she's in my top 5, pero
I think she's
supported ko yan si Kayla dyan.
Okay. The reason why she's on the perimeter, not yet on the top 5 in my list, because I'm looking for finesse in terms of presentation. And I think that is, again, the area that is lacking for a lot of American girls. Especially for a Filipino competition, Filipino pageant competition.
Kayla is the American girl Miss USA means.
Yes.
Yun ang...
I kind of agree. I kind of agree.
Representation. So, more than Arbony.
Yeah.
Controversial. The Arbony is... Ngayon ko na naramdaman yung pagka-Pilipino ni Arbony. Pero si Kayla kasi, talagang something about her. She's pretty and heard.
She's a favorite.
A favorite not just here, but in Thailand, in Mexico.
So again, yun lang yung kinakailangan niyang i-work out. But if you're going to do like a 24/7 na pasarela training on her bago siya pumunta ng Mexico. I think she's going to be a good representative. I think because again, remember, Mexico is a very unforgiving na venue for the Philippines. We never placed in Miss Universe when Mexico hosts the pageant. So we need to find the right formula for Mexico this time around, especially if the owners are a little bit more leaning towards Latina-looking, Latina-performing candidates. Then we really need to find a girl that ticks those boxes off. And unfortunately for Kayla, in terms of looks, yes, she's okay. Pasado siya doon sa looks department. But in terms of yung fluidity of pasarela, yung strength and of course yung arrive, yung presence on stage, that is the area that needs to be really, hammered and trained hard on her.
Yeah, totoo. I agree with that one. There's, again, like what we're saying, hindi pa siya naababas-basan ng Filipina pageant spirit that we're hoping.
Kailangan pang pukpukin
Kailangan
pa.
pang magano. Pero, yeah, the grit is there, the promise is there, and
the potential is really there.
No, not just potential. Like, it's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Diba? So, pwede siya. But I think, now that we discussed the underdogs, some girls that would like to cite also, we're working, pero feeling ko hindi pa talaga panahon nila. For example, cited Payumo of Pampanga. And Anita Rose Gomez of Zambales. Those are potential girls, but I don't think
they're not yet within this striking distance.
And this is a different competition.
Okay.
I'm not like downplaying or downsizing their efforts. This is a good experience at the end of the day, but what we're just trying to say is that this is Miss Universe Philippines. This is the bloodiest competition in the country, not
And most expensive.
Yeah, one, it's expensive. Second, the system is different. It's
okay.
ever-changing.
Yes.
You need to play with the gods for you to be there.
You need to play and you need to pay. Because let me just quantify.
You had to clear that.
Yeah, we need to clear this out. Okay. Because the person who mentioned this to me is someone who works with APs. So I cannot name names, of course, because kawawa naman si AP, kawawa naman si person. Okay. They work with APs, and this person, works with a lot of different APs because of the nature of his job. Her job. Okay, I'm not even gonna give the gender. And apparently, some candidates would have to shell out around $1 million, $1.2 million of their personal expenses for the duration of the pageant, especially if the pageant is around 3 months. And this is something that this person has seen candidates shell out. So these are the gowns, the makeups, the hair and makeup team. Iba pa kasi yung rates nila, yung relocation nila when they are here in Manila. If there are mga shoots na sila ang kinakailangan mag-take over, maggastos dun sa mga shoots, they really need to budget at the minimum 1.2 to 1.5 M to be able to shoulder the entire expense. And that is without an AP. Kung may AP, definitely mababawasan yun, but not by much, unless your pageant is supported by the local government units or the mayors, governors of your place.
Which we see in a lot of girls.
So that gives you an idea of the amount of the expense that needs to be
Speaking of that, the tourism videos, by the way, I have to laud it because this is one of the best things that Miss Universe Philippines organization ever did. The tourism videos are really, really good, diba? Talaga nagpapalimugan sila. But bago pa yung Piliin mong Pilipinas Challenge, they chose their own town through representing what's the best out of it and the beauty that we don't know about these provinces. Mahal yun. And the videos that they created are difficult. The production value, some of them are even parang gumawa talaga ng festivity just for that. And it's not easy to mount, diba? So there's a lot of things.
So like a video shoot can run up to 300,000
Yes,
pesos.
sobrang multi, siya, multi-budget.
So that includes the videographer, the editing, the hair and makeup, the extras, the transpo, especially if you're going to shoot on different localities within your town or your province. So this really needs a lot of investment. And for some, it's investment. For some, it's a gamble. So whichever is your take on it, if you think that it's a gamble, if you think that it's an investment, it's entirely up to you to justify the expenses.
Pero sana talaga there are more economical way to handle this. Kasi hindi rin sustainable in the long term.
Yes.
If that's the way, if that's the worth of these competitions, you need to find a way to make it.
And also, there is a level of need for uniformity in terms of their swimsuit portraits, like that.
If you have a major sponsor to pay for,
Yeah. But then again, the logistics, if they're coming from different provinces. So again, this is something that I think Binibining Pilipinas is able to perfect over the years.
Something
so
that they perfected and also they kind of avoided in the early years because of the ganun nga siya ka-hardworking kapag. Kaya nung mga pinuputakte natin sila, that's the reason why. So ngayon, we're having a very good competition as it seems. Just hope that the stage wag sanang madilim because that's their brand na. Pero it comes with a price. Hefty price.
Okay.
Entering the top 5 space.
May nalaglag ka? May nalaglag ka daw. Okay, entering the top 5 space, kasi magsasara na ang Coco, we're going to mamadaliin na namin itong usapan.
We're gonna wrap things up. So, the top 5 space. Okay.
Top 5 space. Let's name first our bottom 5 and 4.
Oh!
Then let's talk about the 3.
Sige.
Kasi pareho yung 1 to, I think pareho yung 1 to 3 natin.
But I think yung 5 ko kasi it's either Kayla, pero I think the other girl who could give this girl a run for her money is another film woman, which comes with
my 5 and 4 is Alexi Brooks and Christy McCarry.
Yes, sabi ko na eh. Ako si Kayla and Alexi Brooks sana. Pero sa kanya si Christy and Alexi. There's a reason behind it. Well, for Christy kasi ako sa akin, she started becoming sleepy. Alam mo yun, hindi ko nasasabing over-reliant na siya sa beauty stature and glam niya, but you blend way too much for that strength in you.
Yeah. It felt like suddenly she got lost with the personality suddenly like sunk and did not show.
Yeah, parang nagiging sleepy yung campaign niya and it should be like that. For if you are, I mean, she's former Miss Intercontinental first runner-up.
Yeah. And she started with great promise. She started with a bang.
Medyo nalungkot na ako kasi her turn in the gala night, the black one with French. Medyo hindi ko gusto yung fit sa kanya for that night. So that's it. For the fourth spot, Alexi Brooks.
Yes.
What we're thinking about is, okay, maraming kasi supporter si Alexi. Galit din ang ilongga sa ako na hindi ko man pilit. Pero magaling talaga siya.
She's still within the striking distance. Okay, a number 4 can easily outperform other girls if they make mistakes. If the top 3 make mistakes.
Exactly. Who did their assignment? It's Alexi. Alexi did her assignment. Took all the notes and did it with flying colors. Talagang aral na aral. And that's also the downside. It's all studied. It doesn't feel natural. Alam mo because the way yung pitik niya, her walks, alam mo naman na pasarela training. But alam mo that this is not a girl who does this walk on a daily basis or for years. Yung poses na bigla-biglang bale, the transition of the face, hindi ito natural.
Yes.
And so that's evident in the whole thing. Should it be changed? It will be, but this is her first pageant. Let's be kind to this girl. I mean, she will have more potential. She can have more time. She will do better, and she will be better, just like anybody else.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put her in the runner-up position, just so she could get a feel how it is, almost taste the crown. But
And to come back stronger,
come back
perhaps.
stronger at magkaroon siya ng karga. Because to be fair, yung mga kalaban niya in the first, second, and third spot ay lahat kargada na.
Yes, lahat may ano eh, they have something to prove.
They have something to prove.
Okay.
And she has a lot to prove then.
So,
if she ends up as a runner-up, that's a leaf on your laurel. We could do so much more.
Yeah.
She's a sports ambassadress. She's a cultural ambassador for the Ilongas. Biracial, di ba?
Yeah.
It's a new breed of Filipino
I think
women.
in terms of resume, in terms of packaging, I always say this, siya yung isa sa mga pinakamadaling i-package among the MEPH candidates
Maganda
this
talaga.
year. Because
Hindi pa
may
lang-
storya.
Totoo, hindi lang talaga siya used to pa sa mundong to.
Yeah.
Yun. And so now, the top 3.
Okay, so let's start. I think we should start with our number 1 and then break down our tawag ito, in
ganito
paper
kasi
or
yun.
in principle.
Yung in paper and in principle namin ay either of the two.
Oo.
Equal standing yung dalawa
Yes.
yun. So yung in paper is, feeling ko parang tayo.
Pareho naman tayo, I think.
It's a woman that has the machinery, the support, the experience,
And the favoritism? Charot.
Ow, girl! Big word! Kaya tayo nasusunod sa favorite ba siya? Ng maraming tao.
Na maraming tao, oo. Ma-favorite naman ito
Yeah,
ng
at least
mga
sa
tao.
mga from Quezon Province is the
Yes.
girl to beat talaga.
I think for me, at least the MEPH crown is,
For her to lose.
for me, it's
Nasa
for
ulo
her.
niya.
It's meant for her. Period.
Will
Walang,
she lose her? I don't think she will lose. Parang, here's what we're trying to say in this. Parang, she just needs to make this a very convincing
win. Yes.
She needs to be one.
Like 1 mile ahead
She needs
the
to be
next
10
competition.
across the board. No
Yes.
9s. Because
Yeah.
9 could give, because the other girls are 9s.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about Bacoor, Victoria Velasquez Vincent, and
And
Stacey Gabriel
Gabriel.
of Cainta Rizal.
Okay.
This is the reason, for me at least,
Okay.
for Victoria, she has not just a lot to prove. She wants to prove it not only to her fans,
Yeah.
her family, but to herself. Na she's Filipina enough, she's worthy enough, that this competition she got herself in is worthy of the time and attention she's put in this, that she's a very good representation of a Filipina woman, that she really wants to be at the Miss Universe stage wearing the Philippine sash. Alam niyo
Yes.
to, ipagpapatayo na ni Bibi dito till the end. Kikita mo na eh, like, the way she does her things, she came prepared. Wala pa akong kitang miss moments kay Ma'am Bibi.
Yes.
She's very, very vivacious this time. That's how she came in. That the grit is there.
Stacey.
The cards na. Stacey Gabriel, we were able to meet her. I'm so lucky to have chat with this woman. She's a fireball. She posted the video the other day about the barangay issues, walk-in and stuff. And she is a fireball. The energy, ang intellect ng babaeng ito, ibang klase. She has the face, pinag-uusapan namin Mexico, no? She has the face of Denise Franco, the height and the brain of Salma Hayek.
Yes.
So, kaya niyang dalahin yun. Hindi man siya katangkaran, pero kaya niyang dalahin ito because she's a walking PR machine.
Exactly.
Kaya
niyang dalhin yan. And she can convince the hell out of
So,
anyone.
I can see her being Miss Universe Philippines, hindi ako matatakot.
Yes.
Kung si BBBO girl. Pero if it's sa Manalo, yes, it has always been more. So, ganun yung aming pagkakalatan nito. I don't know if much of you agrees, but this is how we see things through. Malakas ang laban nilang tatlo. But I think the challenge here is, if you see them play in Mexico, I think either of these three will place and break the curse.
I think 2 of them will place
In Mexico.
in Mexico, among the 3 mentioned. So, here's my take.
Hoy, see
Okay, here's my take. Here's my take. Okay. I think the MEPH is meant, the MEPH crown is meant for Atisa. Problem is, there are 2 other girls in principle who I believe are better choices than her. I'm not saying that Atisa is not meant or is not, is not deserving of the title. I am saying she is. That's why she's number 1 on our list. But I also believe that there are other girls who have either better resumes and better fit for the MUPH because it's in Mexico. If the pageant is in any other country aside from Mexico, then I think Atisa will do spectacularly well in the competition. But because it's in Mexico and it is under a new Mexican ownership with partnership with Kun An, then we need to make sure that whoever we send there is someone who is undeniably perfect for the position. And that is where I believe Stacey or Victoria is the perfect girl for Mexico. Again, this is just my take on things. Okay, it's not because I have a certain bias with Stacey
you
or
get that clear
VVV.
because people will really say that.
Yeah. Inaunahan na namin kayo.
Galit si Jessica
But-
sasabihin.
But when you talk to Stacey, she can PR the hell out of anything. Kaya niyang ibenta sa inyo ang arsenic and make it feel and taste like it's actually cinnamon because she is that good. She can sell to you poison and make you be thankful for drinking that poison because she's really very good in communicating.
And Aura din siya yung sino yung first runner-up ng 2003 ng Venezuela?
Ooh. Wait.
Natalo ni Amelia Vega because of Oscar Vega ng
Yes, that's Maria Angel Ruiz. Exactly. She has that kind of energy. She is bubbly. She has the personality of a Miss Universe winner. And if hilera mo siya with past winners like Demile Nell Peters, Zosie Bini Tunzi, and of course our own Catriona Gray, you would not question why she won. That is because if she does, she's going to blow everyone underwater because she's that good. Now, why do I think Victoria Velasquez Vincent is the tinik? Isa sa mga sa lalamunan ni Atisa, it's because she ticks every box. Ganda ng face, ganda ng katawan, height, intelligence, she has everything. She has all the ingredients, with, just like Atisa, and maybe a little bit more. In terms of facial value, that is the kind of face that pwede mong ibenta sa Mexico. And I think that is yung pinaka-advantage ni VVV over all other girls. In terms of commerciality, I think yung face ni VVV, that is... there's a term for it.
May Betty Davis eyes na
No. There's a term for it. They describe this din kay Oscar Isaac na you couldn't guess kung ano yung ethnicity niya.
Yeah, ambiguous.
She's ethnically ambiguous, and I think that is her strength. That is her unique selling point that would make her win in Mexico.
Oh, wow. And now, I'll be the Atisa friend here. Siyempre sa akin na
but honestly, I think we both agree that Atisa is our number one.
She's number one.
Yeah.
Ako naman sa akin, I think Atisa is way ahead of the game by thinking. Because there's a pattern, tingnan mo
I think
two other girls are Miss International Alo. Dominican Republic just crowned a former runner-up. Ang galing ni Serena.
more likely Tati Calmel will win in Peru.
Right? Yes. And Miss Calmel will be winning Miss Peru also at another international
Alum.
And so Atisa is that girl to beat for a lot of these people. In terms of packaging, alam ni Atisa siguro and aware siya kay Priscilla Perales. She's competing in Mexico and that's Miss International 2007, a former Miss Universe 2006 na may finalist. Ganun na ganun yung styling, makeup at look nila. Pareho na sila.
But then again, that's Lupita Jones era. We're no longer in a Lupita Jones era.
But it's still, it's a resonance with the Mexicans.
Yes.
You know, it's a statement conversation piece when she gets to Mexico. Iba ito she looks like this, blah, 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 blah. Una mujer, replicada, como esta, reina mexicana, mga ganyan. So I can see the press.
Yeah.
Di ba, galing over her and the comparison will be working towards her advantage. And I know this girl is strategic.
Yeah.
Atisa is the way she waited for 6 years.
I think if Atisa plays the game
Cards
by
right.
being consistent, because Atisa, I think, is the girl to beat when it comes to stage presentation.
Iba
stage
talaga.
presence and performance on stage.
Hindi ko kasi talaga matanggal sa mata ko. I mean, pag makita ko siya, I know that's a manalo.
Yeah.
Like, di ba?
I think
you know,
I think Atisa is the safe choice among all the girls.
if you wanna be sure,
Yeah, I mean, when I say safe, it means that kaya niya tayong itawid sa semis in Miss Universe and Mexico.
Oo. And it would be magic when she gets there. The magic, I mean, is what kind of support she will have, what kind of pasarela she will be doing after this, because of course the training changes. Sino ang magdadami? Will it be another Michael Cico showstopper? I do not know. What costume Sally will be doing for her again? Kakaiba yun. So those are the things that excites the fans fully about this whole competition. But that's not also discounted if VVV could do it and Stacey would do it as well. So talagang,
I think
Yeah, it's weird.
the three girls that are on our top list are the ones that
if the pageant is tomorrow,
Yes. Ito na yon. Wala kang ibang choice.
But then again, we're looking for the ones that Kunan might be looking into.
Yeah.
Raul Rocha's choices. May Raul Pix this year. Or maybe naman Vicky the Magic would, Miss O, hello, Miss
Miss O, itawid mo naman ang Pilipinas.
Kaibigan natin si Miss O. Thank you so much, Miss O. Baka naman po at worthy naman ang ating reyna.
Correct.
So let's see that.
Miss O, i-campaign mo naman na hindi tayo mag-clapper sa Mexico because that is kahit ma-break lang natin yung curse ng Mexican venue, kahit maka-semifinals man lang tayo, okay tayo.
111 viewers.
It went already to 120 earlier.
Ang bongga.
Ayun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pasarado po yung aming venue. As much as we'd like to join you, chat with you, be with you.
Yeah.
This is another moment at Sashes&Scripts. Ang saya. This is a moment, di ba? At medyo komportable tayo magbitaw ng masa tayo. Kakabahan na po ako sa comment section ko bukas sa Instagram. I'm so sorry for what I said, but I will not take them. And I'm standing by them.
And I think that because we say this without any
Did we
filter
bat
or
an eyelash? No,
we did not filter just for for clicks or for good views. We say what we think and we give you an analysis why these are the girls who are in our list. So any final thoughts before with Miss Universe Philippines before we close
We're
this?
hoping for all the best and for all the grandiosity of it all. More power to all of you guys here in the last final stretch of the competition. I wish you all the best, all the luck. These numbers can change, diba? Where may the best woman win.
Yeah. And also guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel before we end this live stream. And I do hope na pagpasensyahan niyo na kami dahil ang daldal namin and we were not able to read your comments because we're just so invested with this live stream and with this conversation. However, we will try to have a post analysis later on after the pageant in the 22nd, and we hope that you support us as well in that live stream.
Thank you so much. It's been a good day for everybody. It's a good night for us here at Sashes&Scripts. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for visiting and joining us in this evening's live stream. Ayan. So bye everyone and see you again on the next episode. Bye-bye!